If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe and bell icon for more videos. Peace out, guys. Hey guys, MUT Gamer back here with another video. Guys, today what I'm going to teach you is the best money play, in my opinion, day one of Madden 18. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any good length of time, you know what play this is. It's going to be the whole entire gun split formation. It's not just one play, it's multiple plays. But of course, I do have a lot of new viewers, so I want to explain to those about this formation. So, this formation is no longer in the Series playbook. It's now in the Cardinals playbook. I believe it's in multiple playbooks, but the Cardinals have it, and it's called Gun Split Close. Now, Gun Split Close has a lot of good plays, as you can see on your screen right here. But the play that a lot of people know me for, and a lot of, I run all the time, is going to be close halfback wheel. But we will start off with a different play, and it's going to be PAF slide. Now, there's two different ways to run PAF slide and, run it efficiently. So, starting off right away, I would never, ever, ever keep this base formation. What you want to do is you want to audible David Johnson on a swing left, which is, again, right on or left on the right analog stick, or triangle, and then left on the right analog stick. And as you can see, this is what the play will look like. Now, once you hike the ball, you're going to see right away that there are a lot of people running around the field. Let's actually go to instant replay real fast and take a look at this once again. Now, if you see, once I hike the ball, right? Let's go right here, right? Bam. So, this is why this play is so hard to stop. There's so many options. You have halfback out of the backfield. You have the tight end right here, Gresham. Then you have, of course, the underneath route in John Brown. And then, of course, finally, you have the over top route in Larry Fitzgerald. So, you have, and of course, you even have another route in Jerron Brown. So you have a lot of options to have to deal with. Plus, of course, as you can see, it does spread out the defensive line. It allows you to get mobile and move around the pocket and actually be able to deliver dots. So how is this play really that great? Is because if your opponent is using a lot and they're trying to to completely shut down one part of the field, it's hard to do it because either in this play they had to give up underneath or they had to give up over top. If you guys know to play corner strike, it's the same exact concept. They either have to go underneath or they have to go over top, and they can't cover both. So what that allows is for you to be able to just kind of pick which way you want and get 4 yards. So once again, I'll run this once again. And this time they actually did blitz me. And as you can see, because of the fact that even when they blitz me, because I have two guys out of the backfield, it's almost impossible, even on a real quick blitz. Like, as you can see, he came untouched. But even though he came untouched, I had David Johnson, and I also had Gresham right here. So even though these other two guys could not get their formation going, they could not actually, get their routes ran, I have two guys I can check it down to. And even though I had 3 seconds to throw the ball, I had two guys wide open. And even with that, I could have thrown it to Jerron Brown here, and he probably would have had a touchdown. So that's why this play is so good, is because you can just take advantage of this and really destroy, in all honesty. You roll out, and if you had even more time, you can wait, and then throw the pass across the middle of the field. He ends up running around like crazy there, but he ends up getting some yards. Now, of course, I'll run this one more time because these are your options, okay? Obviously, if you're being blitzed, Gresham and Johnson are your two, dump out options. If you want to roll out to your left, you can throw it to John Brown. If you want to, let the pass go a little bit deeper and you have more time in the pocket, you can throw to Jerron Brown, or you can throw to Larry Fitzgerald right there like that, and you can get an easy touchdown. Now, depending on what they're running is depending on what you want to actually do with this play. So again, if you see that there's no safety help, most of the time, Larry Fitzgerald is going to be wide open. And if there is safety help that's going to kind of play in that box and help out a little bit, then obviously you're going to want to go underneath and go to one of your other targets right away and not, go over top like that. Now, with that in mind, let's actually go back to the menu because we're going to run the exact same play, but I'm going to show you a different setup of that play and why it can be very, very effective. So again, same exact concept as PAF slide, right? But this time, we can actually, in that tight end spot, you can sub in, as you can see, anybody. You can sub in offensive linemen, you can sub in linebackers, you can sub in not running backs, what's called tight ends. You can sub in any of those players. What I'm going to do here is sub in a left tackle. Now you're like, why would you sub in the left tackle? You know, he's not going to be able to catch the ball. That's kind of stupid. Well, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, put David Johnson there, right? But this time, I'm going to move Holder, my right tackle, left tackle. I'm going to put him over there on the left tackle spot. This time, you know, as you can see on your screen, I have 6 offensive linemen blocking for me. So I can roll out to my left here, you know, throw a little dot over here to David Johnson. Or what I can do is, if they didn't blitz me, I have more time to roll out and find someone downfield. So once again, I'm going to put him on a little block right there. I'm going to put Davey right here. And I'm going to roll out to my left, and I have 2 offensive linemen blocking that one guy right there. So I have all day to throw it as I do get sacked, but I have a lot more time to throw the ball, and I'm able to find someone downfield that maybe I normally wouldn't be able to do. And that's going to help out on those deeper throws, and even if I wanted to, I could even block David Johnson and have, you know, even more time to throw the ball downfield as for some reason, Jerron Brown could not catch that ball. But with that in mind, you know, I have even more times if I do go ahead and do that. Not only that, as you can see, I can actually put Holder at there. And now I have an offensive lineman, another offensive lineman to block in the run game. So not only can I just have him there, you know, because, okay, you know, I want to move him over there and have some extra time on the left-hand side, I can literally put him there and have him as an offensive lineman. And as you can see, normally a tight end normally would not block this guy right here. And what's really great about this formation, especially an ultimate team, sometimes it's smart to invest in a second elite right tackle so that you can put him in that spot to be able to block this guy right here and stop him from getting to you. So yet again, you know, you can easily have a nice little extra blocker in the run game and help you out to get a lot more yards. So with that in mind, you know, that's very, very nice to have in. So that is going to be PAF slide. Very, very nice formation. Very, very nice play, in my opinion. And it's going to help you out do a lot of great things in this year's game. Now, of course, you know, I have to talk about my play. Close halfback wheel. And let me just show you what the play art looks like, guys. This is what the base play art looks like without making any modifications or any changes. Now, the only modifications I really make is I put John Brown on a slant route. I always get confused with those two. Number 12 is John Brown. I put John Brown on a slant route, and the reason why I do this is because, let's say the middle linebacker in the middle of the field is usering that middle linebacker. What this is going to do is, if I do a slant route, he either has to let me take the slant route and get 3 yards, or he has to let the guy in the backfield, which I need to put in my tight end. I forgot to sub out my right tackle. But he has to either let my tight end in the backfield catch the ball on the right-hand side, or he has to let John Brown catch the ball across, you know, the middle on a slant. Now, let's say, okay, he, you know, shades underneath on defense. So you say, okay, well, he's going to user cover, you know, the middle of the field, and then he's going to shade underneath so that cornerback on the right-hand side will cover the tight end. Well, then John Brown gets, or Jerron Brown gets wide open. As I almost saw a pick there because they shaded over top. But if they shade underneath, most of the time, Jerron Brown's going to get wide open. So they kind of have to give you, again, just like the last play, they have to give you, give you something. There's no way to cover this 100% completely and shut it down 100% because they have to give you something. They cannot just take away everything, and that's what's really beautiful about this. Let me put a tight end back in there. So, and also with this, you can, you have the closed halfback wheel. If you wanted to and you go no huddle, you can easily switch to the PAF slide and the halfback wheel and the power row and the slot curl. So it's very nice. There's a lot of plays you can switch to in this one formation. But as you can see, like, again, this is what I would run. And then, okay, they're going to give me the tight end out of the, underneath. I'll take the tight end and I'll get some extra good yards with him. So that's what really nice about this is, as you can see, there's a lot of plays you can run out of this. And say, you know, they're not using the middle of the field. They're using underneath. Okay, I'll throw it to this guy over here across the middle of the field. So there's so many plays that you can just pretty much destroy a defense with. And if you do leave this as base formation, this is why I don't do it. It's not as effective. But again, with halfback wheel, you can really just, if they don't want to use the middle of the field, and even that, if you need a lot of yards in one play, just throw it to the X. Throw it to the deep option. Now, the only issue with that is that a lot of times people will jump that, especially if they're using the middle linebackers. You have to be really careful with that. But if you do have all day to throw it and none of your other options are getting open, or let's say you have 1 second to go before halftime, and you're like, what should I call? A couple plays is one thing. As you see the David Johnson out of the backfield, that's going to be a nice option. If you wait a little bit, normally against anything but man coverage, it should destroy on that play. And you just sit there, sit back, wait, and then he should get open most of the time. Other than that, though, of course, you can do that. Let's say it's 1 second to go before halftime. Let's actually let's put the situation at hand right here. Let's see if I can. Wait, can I move the ball? I don't. Okay, it doesn't look like I can move the ball. Okay, I thought I could move the ball. In previous years, you could move the ball. I don't know why you can't move the ball this year. But let's say the situation is I need a touchdown here. I have 1 second to go for halftime. It's too long for my field goal kicker to kick it. What I can do is actually roll out to my right here and throw a deep bomb right to Larry Fitzgerald as he catches it out of bounds. But again, you understand the concept that I have, you know, that deeper threat option. And this part of the field is not really that great for this option. But if you were in, you know, like more in, like, let's say 20 yards and you need an 80-yard pass, this would be a great option. And as you can see, this is, of course, this is what's called not long pass. This is target passing, which I've not used yet personally, but you can use target passing in this because of the fact you have so much time to throw the ball. Oh crap. As I get sacked. But let's actually say, let's say you have one, alright, let's say right before halftime, right? This is the situation, guys. Right before halftime, you have 1 second left on the clock. So what you're going to do is you're going to sub in. Let's actually do this. You're going to sub in your right or left tackle, right, in this spot, and you're going to go to close halfback wheel, and you're going to put him as a blocker, and you're going to hike the ball. Let's see if I have the time. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah. This is the first time I'm using target passing. But you put him in, and you put him as a blocker, so now you have some extra time to throw the ball. You can more efficiently, at least, target pass. And I see right there, I did target pass. Again, I'm not the best at it yet. This is actually, again, the first couple times I'm doing it. But the fact of the matter is you can put that right tackle in there, so the guy can't come in from the edge, from the wrong side. So it's just a nice little extra weapon you can have in there, especially 1 second to go for halftime that you have, so you can get a little extra blocker, especially when a team is blitzing or something and that kind of stuff that you don't have to worry about. So with that in mind, guys, that's again going to be the gun split close. Let's see if I can get one last. Crap, I got sacked. Okay, so again, it's target passing, not really, you know, 100% up with it yet. I've not personally used it. I play games online. I just use the regular passing. I don't know how much people are going to use target passing this year, but with that in mind, let's talk about running it, because obviously you're not only going to be passing the ball. Running it, I did show you guys, obviously, from Power O, you can run the ball, and you can put that right tackle in there, and you can efficiently, you know, get some really good yards with the right tackle, left tackle, right or left tackle in there. But what you can do is you can actually run your tight end. If you have really fast tight end, you can actually run him at a fullback inside. But when I run the ball, I normally like to go after single back ace. Now, single back ace, if you guys do not know the formation, let me show you real fast, right? Let's say you know your opponent, you see your opponent is going to be like blitzing that whole left side, right? They're going to keep blitzing that left side. Let's say you're running the ball to the left side to begin with. Did you see what happened there? Nobody moved. I can switch the play like this a million times. Nobody's going to move. Nobody's going to butt tap. and there's no way for the defense to know what side I'm running the ball to. So what I can do is I can run the ball, and let's say they're blitzing the left side, I'll switch it to the right side. They will not know I'm switching to the right side, and I can run it to that right side efficiently and get some pretty nice yards. So it's a pretty nice formation that you can actually change up and not have to deal with the fact that, you know, the defense is going to switch up the formation. Oh, sorry, they see that you're running to one side because you switched up your play. They can't see you switched up your play in this formation. With that in mind, also you see I switched to an audible. Nobody moves. So again, you know, they can't see you audibling. They can't see you switching your play. They can't see anything. And that's the beauty of that formation is, you know, other formations, when you switch up your plays, what happens is a lot of times your defense can see what you're switching or that you're switching in general, and then they can set up for that and they can change up and, you know, they can make it a little bit, they can change up their plays to be able to counteract what you're doing. And that's something that gets really, really annoying whenever you're playing, is because, you know, when they switch up their plays, let's say you switch and you're like, oh, I'm going to run to the right-hand side because that's the side that it doesn't have as many people. Well, the second they see you switch, they're going to blitz that whole right side. So it's kind of pointless. Next play we have here is going to be corner strike. And actually, I do not think I called the right play, my bad. So corner strike's going to be the next play. And you guys, obviously, a lot of you guys know what this play is. If you don't know what play it is, you probably haven't played Madden much, because this is pretty much a very, very annoying play. So as you see, it's at a gun wide trips weak, and it's called corner strike. Now, corner strike, let's just show you the basic play art. You got two players running C routes on each side, and then you have two underneath routes with David Johnson and Jermaine Gresham, and then of course you have a guy across the middle. Most times on this play, no one throws it to John Brown. Everyone just throws it to John Brown or Larry Fitzgerald. So as you can see, if the opponent, as I threw a pick, if your opponent is shading underneath, then obviously you can throw it over top. So let's say they're shading underneath, then you can throw it over top to you know, Brown or Larry. But if they're shading shading underneath, you can throw it over top to those guys. If they're shading over top, you can throw it and get 3 yards underneath to your other guys. So it's pretty much like a give or take. It's like halfback wheel in a way. You allow the person to catch a 20-yard pass with Larry or John Brown, or you let them catch a 5-yard pass with David Johnson or Jermaine Gresham, risk them breaking some more yards, and also the fact that they're going to get some pretty nice yards with that in mind. So that's why, you know, this play is so annoying. When I play the least, it annoys the crap out of me. Because again, you know, if you shade over top, then they get underneath. If you shade underneath, they get over top. With that in mind, the Steelers are really blitzing all out with this play. But that's an example of when they shade underneath. It does allow you to, you know, catch the ball over top. Now, the problem with this play is it does beat man, it does beat zone, and if you roll out, as you can see, sometimes even when they shade it over top, you can still beat it. So with that in mind, it does get really annoying. And, you know, just like halfback wheel, it's a give or take relationship. You either, you know, accept the fact that they're going to throw it, you know, you have to either give underneath or over top, or you're just going to get beat every single time. So with that in mind, as you see, I threw it underneath. I end up getting like a 40-yard touchdown. So it's a give or take here, and it all depends on how you play. You know, I mean, it all depends on what your opponent's doing, because even if you use this, so let's say you shade underneath, you use it over top, you can only be one side of the field at a given time. If I run it to the right, I can run it right to the left, as you can see right there, and get it on the left. So the computer, for some reason, cannot cover this. Again, because if you shade underneath, they'll cover it perfectly, but they'll only cover the underneath route. If you shade over top, they'll only cover the over top route. So either way, it's really hard to play against because of the fact you have to, you know, worry about this every single time. But again, these are all out of the Cardinals playbook, guys. Very, very nice playbook in my opinion. Corner strike is in a lot of playbooks, though. So it's not like it's just in that playbook. It's in general a lot of playbooks. So let's see if I can find another play that will be pretty effective. Now again, with my offense, you know, a lot of people say last year all I run was the same plays, and I did run the same play with halfback wheel, because halfback wheel works, you know, and the motto is if it isn't broke, don't fix it, right? And I know a lot of people hate that motto because, like, yes, that's true that if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it's just annoying to play against, and I understand that. But with that in mind, something that is OP this year is screen passes. So, for example, if your guy is fast enough on a wide receiver screen pass, he's going to break it away a lot of the times. So it looks like this playbook actually doesn't have the one play that I really like. It does have this next play I'm going to show you though, zone of flood. And let me show you guys what this formation looks like. Now this is a little bit different than what the actual formation from last year looked like. If you guys remember I think it was PA flood, and it was out of the Patriots playbook. But pretty much we'll say, what's going on. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put John Brown on slant route. Okay, it looks like I cannot move. I thought I could move him. Put him on a slant route. Oh crap! I forgot Shea Zero is actually pretty quick. But what's it called? So I put him on a slant route with this, and let's see if this guy gets him open. Okay, so it doesn't look as effective as I ran last year with a similar play like this. But with that in mind, again, there's a lot. This is just the Cardinals playbook. This is not the everything playbook. So there's a lot of plays outside this playbook. The Saints last year, the Rams had really good plays. There's a lot of good plays in general, but that's only the plays I can think of out of this playbook alone. So, guys, you want to pick up the Cardinals playbook, you can definitely choose that as your free playbook day one. If you guys want to run the offense that I'm showing you here, again, day one in Ultimate Team, you can pick your own playbook. You can pick one free playbook on offense and defense. So, if you guys want to, choose the Cardinals, and there's all the plays that you can run out of the Cardinals. Guys, after this, this video is about to end, but I'll have another video talking about defense and how to run basic defense and everything about basic defense. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like button, subscribe, channel for new. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.